the town of Chelm. But first, I have to tell you something about the town of Chelm. You see, the town of Chelm isn't like any regular town. No, the town of Chelm is a town of fools. Well, some people say that actually it's a town of people who are very, very wise, but they're so wise that no one understands them and thinks them foolish. Anyway, in the town of Chelm, there were the wise men of Chelm. And one of the wisest of these wise men was Moshe the mathematician. Ah, yes, Moshe the mathematician. It was Moshe who discovered what makes tea sweet. Now, most of you probably think it's the sugar. How wrong you are. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Foolish thinking. No, it's not the sugar. It's the spoon. The spoon makes the tea sweet. Well, you might ask, why put the sugar in at all? Well, Moshe has an answer for you. You put the sugar in the tea to know how long to leave the spoon in it. When all of the sugar dissolves, you know that the spoon has made the tea sweet enough to take the spoon out. Yes, Moshe was such a wise man that it was necessary that his wisdom be passed on to a new generation. So Moshe took on a student. His name was Avi, and he was a bright young man, and he studied under Moshe day and night. But one day, Avi came to Moshe with a problem. And he said, Moshe, you are such a wise man, and I have a problem. I can't grow a beard. This was a problem. Because as we all know, you can't be a wise man if you don't have a beard. That's where wise men keep all of their wisdom. Well, Moshe assured Avi that he would contemplate the matter and he would come to him with an answer. So when Avi left, Moshe sat down in his comfiest chair, started to think, stroking his beard, trying to untangle the knots and untangle the solution to this problem. But he heard some noise coming from outside the window. The children of the town of Chelm were playing games. Now, on any other day, Moshe wouldn't mind. He loved the children of Chelm. On any other day, he would have gone out and joined them. But not today. Today he had to think. He had to have the children go away, but he didn't want to hurt their feelings. He had a solution. He went to the window. He opened it. He looked outside and he said, Children, what are you doing here? Do you know what day it is? Today, a dragon will come down the river of Chelm. He saw the fear in the eyes of the children, and he said, No. This dragon, he doesn't breathe fire. He breathes honey cakes. Yes. And if you see this dragon, he will grant any wish you have. Well, the children didn't need to hear anymore. They rushed to the river as fast as they could. And Moshe sat down again in his chair to think. But right when he sat down in the chair, he heard some more noise coming from the window. And he rushed to the window and he opened it and he looked outside and he saw all the men and women of Chelm running by. And he said, Chelmites, what are you doing? And one of the men looked up at Moshe and said, Moshe, we are going to the river. Today a dragon will come down the river of Chelm. And if you see this dragon, he will grant you any wish. What a day. Today a dragon was coming down the river of Chelm. And not just that, the dragon would grant any wish. Well, Moshe the mathematician, one of the wisest men of Chelm, he had to be there. So he rushed, he grabbed his coat and he put it on and then he remembered that he was the one who made up the story about the dragon in the first place. So he went back to the window and he said to all of the men and women of Chelm that he'd seen enough wish-granting dragons, that this was all news to him. And he sat down in his chair again to think. But no sooner did he sit down in his chair than he heard some more noise coming from the window, and he rushed to the window as fast as he could, and he looked outside and he saw all of the other wise men of Chelm rushing by, and he said, My friends, where are you going? And the other wise men of Chelm, they looked up at Moshe and said, Moshe, do you know what happens today? Today, a dragon is coming down the river of Chelm, and he will grant wishes. What a day! What a day indeed! A dragon was coming down the river of Chelm and would grant any wishes. Well, Moishe the mathematician, one of the wisest men of Chelm, he had to be there. So he rushed, he grabbed his coat, he put it on, he was about to go out the door when he realized that he was the one who made up the story about the dragon in the first place. But then again, what are the chances of all the wise men of Chelm being wrong? Yes, Moishe made up the story, but he must have just known for some reason. He must have known that a dragon was coming down the river of Chelm. So he rushed outside. He joined all of the other wise men of Chelm, and together they rushed the river and waited and waited and waited. A little more. Eventually, all of the children left. I mean, they had games to play. And eventually, all of the men and women of Chelm, they had work to do. They couldn't wait at the river all day. They left also. But the wise men of Chelm, they stayed there. They were dedicated. But they were old and they were tired, and they left as well. Except for Moishe the mathematician. He was one of the wisest men of Chelm. He had to stay there to see the dragon. So he remained at the river, dedicated to see the dragon. And that's exactly where Avi found him. And Avi said, Moishe, I've been looking all over Chelm for you. Have you a solution to my problem? Do you know why I can't grow a beard? Moishe, he was startled, and he looked around and said, Oh, Avi, I've been waiting at the river all day, but don't worry. I've had time to think. I know why you can't grow a beard. You see, most men take after their fathers and grow beards. You take after your mother, and you can't grow a beard. Well, this made perfect sense, but he had to have a beard in order to be a wise man. But Moishe had a solution to this as well. He said, Avi, have no fear. Do you know what day today is? Today, a dragon will come down the river of Chelm, granting wishes. Stay with me, Avi. You will see the dragon, and when you see the dragon, you can wish for a beard. Thank you.